I used to be jealous of the disciples that got to walk around with Christ and just have him kind of at their disposal. If they had a question, they could just go to him and ask. And it wasn't until I realized we actually are more blessed than the disciples because we have the Holy Spirit dwelling inside of us. We have Christ that lives inside of us. As soon as you begin to believe, Christ makes his home, he makes resident in your heart. Ephesians 3, chapter 17 through 19 says, "So that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have strength to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and the length and the height and the depth, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God." Whenever Christ makes his home in us, it says being rooted and grounded in love. What happens to roots? Roots never stop growing. They never stop getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And so when we think about Christ in our hearts and how he is being rooted in there, it's like getting deeper and deeper and deeper. It seems that Paul contradicts himself when he says to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge. You might think, was Paul confused? Did he misspeak? Was there a weird like Greek to English mistake that happened here? Because how can you know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge? When you marry your spouse and you are at the altar, you know them pretty well. But whenever you move in with them and you are now sharing a bed with them, you are eating with them every meal, and all these, like, you learn more about them, and you never stop learning about your spouse, right? And the same thing happens here with Christ, with grasping his love for us. The point here is not information. The point is transformation and what the Spirit does inside of us. If we go back to verse 16, it says that according to the riches of his glory, he may grant you to be strengthened with power through his Spirit in your inner being. I love the ESV version, by the way. So through experiences, you learn more about your spouse. And in the same way, with the Spirit in your inner being, you are learning through experiences with Christ throughout your life. As you can see how faithful he has been to you, you're learning and you're able to kind of know and understand his love for you, although intellectually we may not be able to fully grasp it. I actually think it's really comforting that we can't grasp it. I think it's so comforting to know that there is a God of the universe and his son, Jesus Christ, that loves us so incredibly much that we can't even comprehend it. To know that our life is in his hands, that there's nothing that you can do to make him love you any more or any less. He does not have favorites.